Up with KREM begins now.
Coming up on 6:30 this morning, it's our team, our town, our time. This morning on Up with KREM, we're checking in with our crew in Indianapolis live this morning. KREM 2's own Mark Hanrahan joining us, along with sports director Brenna Green. Hey, guys.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, it's a good morning to be a Zag fan. The sun is shining. The Zags heading back to the Final Four.
Yes, it's also a good morning to be us right now because we finally have the sun on us. We will be with you this half hour.
Gonzaga men's basketball has played UCLA a couple times in the NCAA tournament in their past. It's been a good moment. There's been a bad moment. We'll tell you about both coming up soon.
And of course, we're going to take you outside on this beautiful Wednesday morning, no doubt about it, as the sun gets ready to come up across the inland Northwest. It's a beautiful one. Take it in.
Well, 6:30 on the way now. For the second time in school history, Gonzaga is heading to the Final Four. The top overall seed in the big dance waltzed all over USC. Tim, that's a nice way of putting it.
That they did. Well, with this win, the Bulldogs set and the NCAA record with their fifth straight 30th win. Let's try that again. The Bulldogs set an NCAA record with their fifth straight 30-win season, but the team is not done yet. They take on UCLA this Saturday only on KREM 2.
And of course, we do want to thank you for joining us here on Up with KREM this morning. I'm Joshua Robinson.
And I'm Tim Pham. Brenna Green and Mark Hanrahan are in Indianapolis right now. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, guys. As you guys know by now, Gonzaga dominating USC last night. As I said as we showed you on Up with KREM yesterday, USC's head coach Andy Enfield said before Gonzaga's game before their game against Gonzaga, that he hadn't watched enough film of the team yet to know if he'd played a similar team yet this year. And I think he wished he watched a little bit more film now.
Yeah, it's a kind of an odd thing to say, isn't it?
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's okay. We move on to the next game.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, Gonzaga's been good for a long time, a couple of decades. It's their 23rd trip to the tournament. So I wanted to find out if people here in Indy, basketball fans, if they know about Gonzaga, like how to pronounce the name correctly, where they're from in Washington. So I hit the streets to find out if they knew about the Bulldogs. A little NCAA trivia for you. Who was the number one seeded overall team in the tournament? Gonzaga.
Number one overall seed, Gonzaga Bulldogs. Out of Spokane, Washington.
Was it Baylor?
Gonzaga.
I actually knew that one. Yeah,
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, and you pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, not Gonzaga or whatever.
that's not an Arkansas joke, is it?
No. Do you know where they're from?
Washington, right?
You know what city?
Spokane, right?
You guys know where Gonzaga's from?
Spokane.
Washington State.
Spokane, Washington, yeah.
State of Washington.
I did not know that.
Washington. I couldn't tell you the city.
Tacoma.
Close. Spokane.
Spokane. Hey man.
I was feeling good about
had an idea, man.
about it.
They're from Washington State, right? Yeah.
Do you know what city?
Oh, I don't think I do.
Do you guys know any of the players on Gonzaga's squad this year?
Jalen Suggs, starting point guard. Timmy, he's the starting center.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Adam Morrison. Corey Kispert, one of the best scorers in the country.
Can you name a few?
Yeah, Drew Timmy, Corey Kispert, Jalen Suggs, Joel Ayayi, Andrew Nemhart.
What do you think about Gonzaga?
Overrated, would you agree? No, I'm going to go the opposite. Gonzaga's scary. That offense is really good.
Come on, overrated? That was hilarious. But I like the guy from Michigan, Mark. He knew a lot about Gonzaga's team.
He didn't know Spokane, though.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I was actually surprised. I was expecting to hear a whole lot of more Spokanes in Gonzagas. But Gonzaga's been good for so long, people at least know about them, right? And I don't know, it's kind of cool to just talk to people here locally, 2,000 miles away. And as you heard, a lot of them know about the team, know they're in Washington, and they know several of their players.
Yeah. The education is working. It has taken about 20 years, but people are finally figuring out what's going on with this team.
And one quick pro tip, if you're trying to tell somebody how to pronounce Gonzaga, we spoke with Gonzaga's president yesterday, and he said, just think about it They zig, we zag.
Okay.
Gonzaga.
That's
The
it.
Zags.
There you
it's
go.
easy.
But
It's
nobody
easy.
zogs.
Lesson complete.
Oh, it makes me
Nobody
cringe
zogs.
every
That's
time.
not a thing. Right.
Yeah, and you know, Dana Jacobson also said last night that, you know, Spokane was a small town. Let's set the record straight. We're not a small town.
Yeah. No.
Look, Tim, Mark, and I all started our careers in the same town in Great Falls, Montana.
I was
We
there
know what
too.
a small town looks like.
Right, yeah, that's definitely a small town. Spokane's not a small town.
Well, coming up, we know Gonzaga men's basketball will play in the Final Four on Saturday against UCLA, who's a familiar NCAA tournament foe for the Zags.
Yeah, Karthik joins us now in studio with the good and the bad of those two games. Hi, Karthik.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, Gonzaga and UCLA have played twice in the NCAA tournament. One a happy moment, the other one is one of the most heartbreaking moments in program history. The last time they played was the happy moment in 2015. Shemek Karnowski with a couple behind-the-back passes. First one to Domantas Sabonis. Whew, that's clean. Finish it with the dunk. Oh, yeah, and this one also to Sabonis, but this one for a layup. But it was still nice. Shemek was on his way and he was balling out. The Zags really pulled away in this game. 74-62 would end up being the final in that one. And then the other moment, well, this one's just pain for Gonzaga fans. GU was up by 17 points in the first half. Adam Morrison was on fire in that game. Gonzaga up by 10 with about 6 minutes to go, and that's when everything really started to collapse. Well, UCLA would just come back, storm back in that game, and ended up winning it to move on to the Elite Eight that season. One of the most iconic moments from that game was Adam Morrison on the floor at the end of the game in tears, overcome with emotion, knowing that that would be his last season at GU. It's just one of the most iconic moments really in NCAA tournament history, and really one that GU fans really don't like talking about and like to forget. But at that point, it's in the past, so that's good news. And while GU's moving on, they're going to play an 11-seed UCLA team who's on their Cinderella story run. And, well, they've been beating some pretty good teams in this tournament.
You know, it's one of those ones where you look at them and you go, okay, they've come a long way, but you kind of have to go through those big upset moments to get where they are today, right?
The tough moments make you stronger. What do they say? Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right.
GU went through those moments, but now they're the team that's 30-0 and looking to break some more people's backs there in the final two games.
And you know what? Hopefully, Karthik, they have earned the respect from UCLA to watch some tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on. At least watch the tape.
That one confused me. I was sitting here, and when I saw that Andy Enfield comment, I was just like, well, if you haven't watched the tape, you're in a little bit of trouble, because Mark Few has said, you know, that their team had been preparing even before the Creighton game for the potential of playing USC or Oregon in that contest. So, you know, Andy's got to start doing his homework.
Yeah, got to prepare. All right, it is 6:37 now. Let's turn it over to Jeremy Lagoon now for a look at your Wednesday forecast.
Ooh, Wednesday forecast. All right, I just tweeted and Facebooked this sunrise, so if you missed it, you can always show a friend a little bit later. Absolutely incredible. Look at the pinks, the oranges. Oh my goodness, and the music to go with it. It doesn't get much better than this. Temperatures hanging out on the mild side. 31 degrees here in Spokane, 29 in Coeur d'Alene, 25 in Sandpoint, and temperatures a little bit chilly out in central Washington, but they will be rising. We've got a couple of stray clouds you saw off in the distance giving us that beautiful sunrise. But other than that, it is all about the sunshine today. Sun takes us through the day today. We'll see a couple more clouds build overnight, but those clouds do nothing but keep us mild tomorrow morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Hour by hour, breaking it down, we go from near 30 this morning to near 60 later on this afternoon. The optimist in me says, we'll touch it. We'll touch it for a second. We'll say, hey, 60, there you are. But either way, just know that by noon, we're warmer than where we were all day yesterday.
All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. Well, it's a historic year to be a Zag, but it's not the first time they've made history. Coming up after the break, we're sitting down with a Zag couple alum who were a part of the famous 1999 Bulldogs.